In this video, I'm going to teach you the easiest method to track progressive overload, therefore build more muscle. I'm Robbie. I've been in the fitness industry now for over 8 years. I've specialised in helping people who have their careers sorted but have helped their health and fitness slip. I take them from being very uncomfortable with the way that they feel in their own body, from pulling their t-shirt and shirt every 2 minutes away from their belly when they're in public, to having the type of physique which they're absolutely buzzing with, which inspires others to do the same, and which makes them comfortable to whip their shirt off on the beach. I've also taken myself from being 57 kilos in body weight to 80 kilos in body weight in that time, and still have abs. Before we get started into the progressive overload stuff, what I would like you to do is, if you're interested in getting into the gym and starting to train and train properly, I have a free 4-day-a-week program that you can go and download now in the description to get yourself started straight away. So let's start with building muscle. To build muscle, you need to progress your lifts over time to keep adding stimulus that your body knows it needs to grow that muscle, and that is going to be progressive overload. So what that means is progressing your lifts week on week over periods of time to get yourself stronger, therefore creating that stimulus your body needs to grow muscle. And this is where people get it wrong. They get confused and they think there's some magical mathematical equation that's needed to know exactly what weight they need to lift and exactly how many reps they need to lift that for to build the most muscle. Let's just look at the failure side of this. As long as you're taking your body to failure every single workout, your body's going to get that stimulus needed to get the signal in to grow that muscle. So let's look at how I simplify that for clients. First, what you're going to need to do is take the program in the description and track the workout. Track how much weight you're lifting for your working sets and how many reps. So say, for example, you have 3 sets of a chest fly, right? So you've got the pec deck, you've got 3 sets, you're lifting 50 kilos, your first set might be 12 reps to failure, you're then going to rest, go into your second set. That might be 10 reps to hit failure because it's going to be less if you've actually failed in that first set. Your third set might be 8 reps of the exact same weight, right? You're going to track that, and then the next week that you're going, all you're going to do is add 1 rep to each one of them sets if you can. So each week you're trying to add 1 rep. So the next week it's going to be 50 kilos for 13 reps. It's going to be 50 kilos for 11 reps. It's going to be 50 kilos for 9 reps. Once my clients get that first set to 15 reps, so they can now do 50 kilos for 15 reps. What they're going to do the next week is they're going to increase that weight to 55 kilos, and the reps will drop that down. So they'll go from doing 15 reps to that first set might be 10, or it might be 12 again, and then they're going to build it up. And what you're doing is you're creating a stimulus all the time. Where people go wrong with building muscle is they go in and they train and they lift the same every single week. Once you've built the amount of muscle to no longer fail at that weight and that rep range, your body doesn't need to grow any more muscle. You can now comfortably do it. So we need this progressive overload in there all the time. Once you get this nailed down and you start to implement this with the program that I'm giving for free within the description, what you will see is you grow way more muscle than you ever have done before. It's a super simplified way. All you're thinking about every single week is, can I add 1 more rep to each working set? And the magical part about this whole thing is, if you're not training to failure within the first 3 to 4 weeks, but you think you are, by adding that extra rep, you're going to eventually get to failure. And then we're going to get to the weights where you're actually growing a lot of muscle mass. If you implement this over the next 6 months and you eat well, you're in a surplus, you're going to grow more muscle within the next 6 months than you probably have your whole life if you've not been implementing a progressive overload system like this. So get it in, get the program downloaded, and if you want my help on a one-to-one basis to get you into the best shape of your life because you've kind of let it slip maybe because your career and you're exactly like my other clients, drop me a message on my Instagram, which is robbie.bins_transformations, and I will help you do that. Come on my team and I will show you how to implement all of the things that I talk about on my YouTube channel directly to you and your lifestyle and get you that result. We will have you beach body ready by next summer, 100% guaranteed, if you come in and put the work in.